Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 110. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, Michael Madsen's dug up WINGAMES /puzzle3 /BCRYP. I'm gonna guess that's an acronym for something. BCRYP. There's also a beavers.dat. Bible cryptogram. Encrypt a Bible verse and guess what the verse is by substituting different letters. Okay, so this is probably going to be something pretty simple from the sounds of it. So, here we go. Minimize that. Interesting though, if you take a look at this window, you might think that it looks a little different. Well, first of all, it's got these rectangular buttons, which is unusual. It's also using a modal window for some reason. To put it simply, Windows has 4 different states a window can be in. Those different states are a borderless window, a standard bordered window, a resizable bordered window, and a modal window. And modal windows are used for kind of dialogue boxes, like when you want something on screen that catches the person's attention and needs to be cleared before a program can continue functioning. It's very weird to see the program itself using a modal window. But if that's the way they wanted to do it. Anyways, so the instructions here say, Bible Cryptogram is a game for children and adults that helps teach important Bible verses while also having fun. This looks very similar to some other program we've seen before, the way this is laid out. I got a funny feeling you might see a name we've seen when you go to check out the registration or the about. You're presented with a grid that contains a Bible verse that has been encrypted. Your goal is to find out what Bible verse it is. You do this by selecting one of the available letters and then clicking on the grid where you would like to substitute it. There are over 50 Bible verses in this version, and the difficulty level changes automatically. The more encrypted Bible verses that you solve, the difficulty will be increased. It's done by using longer and less well-known Bible verses. Okay, fun fact about this style of cryptography, or cryptograms, longer actually makes it easier to figure out. It's shorter that makes it harder to figure out. So the difficulty is actually going to go down the more you do. Yeah, you got that kind of wrong. So, copyright 93 by Jim Fox. I actually don't recognize that name. Maybe he took inspiration for how to do the registration from somebody else, or the help screen I should say, from Mainstay Computer. It's probably his company name. And he's charging $10. Okay, well, let's see how this plays. So here we've got, well, something. There's a lot of NZAs right now. So and BXRs actually. So the trick with this is there's a similar kind of game in covert action where you're trying to decode messages. This is basically the same kind of thing, except all the letters have already been assigned and you're just swapping them around. So the B, I'm going to guess that's going to be a T. So I'm guessing we click B and then T? Or how do we do this? Oh, you click where you want it to change. Interesting. So if we push B, okay, it does actually swap them. So let's see here, T with B. And then, like, the best way to go about this kind of thing is to sort of pretend certain words exist in certain places and then see if that works. Like, there's only so many 3-letter and 2-letter words that logically make sense in these sentences. So let's try making just the word the right there and see if that actually helps us figure anything out. Not really. Okay, there's also this OGC and this FL up here. I'm going to try I here Oh. So if you get it right, it marks it red? So couldn't you theoretically just try a whole all the letters you could think of, and like that's making it a little too easy if you're revealing the correct ones as you're going. Because then you could just guess constantly until you get it right. Well, how did that happen? The O actually got put in the right spot, so I had to put the O over the O. And the R over the R. And we got our Bible verse. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Fair enough. So if we hit play again here, we've definitely got a different verse. But yeah, now that we know what's going on with the system, like, we don't really have to try. We just have to put in letters and see if one sticks. Yeah, so this was an F. So this is probably an O here. And this is going to be an R. It gets so much easier when you know exactly where the letters go. It works out better if you can actually... if you actually have to keep guessing that you're getting it, if you're doing it right or not, all the way to the end. Now, admittedly, the guy was clearly producing this for children. So I get that so I get that he was probably trying to make this as simple as possible, and it does make it really simple. Like, a child would be able to figure this out pretty simply. But I think what would have made it even better is if, instead of just automatically adjusting difficulty and assuming that longer is going to be harder and stuff like that, it could have its own difficulty settings, like being able to turn off the automatic reveal that of which letters are correct and not or not. But yeah, that was Bible Cryptogram. It's $10 software. I don't know. I guess if you want to teach children Bible verses just at random, then it's not that bad. Like, I mean, it plays fine. It could definitely be better in terms of difficulty, but you know, I guess for $10 software, it fills a niche. Next up, RuneFox has dug up WINGAMES /arcade /MrPILL. I'm gonna guess Dr. Mario clone, just from the name of this. MrPILL. MrPILL.txt. MrPILL must be run from Windows. Registered trademark, Microsoft Corporation. Following information may be brought on the screen by the selection of help on the selector bar. Okay, object of the game is keep MrPILL moving through a continuous pipe conduit. Oh, so this is Pipe Dream, not Dr. Mario? Screen consists of a number of panels, with each having a particular pipe configuration. You must move these panels around so as to provide MrPILL a continuous path to move through. Okay, so it's similar to Pipe Dream. And apparently, this was made by Rodney Wood, who wants $15 to register. Okay, let's actually check out the program. Please register by sending $15. Okay then. So what have we got here? Well, it definitely looks a bit like Pipe Dream. Doesn't look like there's any limitations to the, oh, you can't select higher speeds. Well, begin. That moves real slow. Yeah, so you're basically, as you're moving stuff along, it's automatically switching things out for you. Interesting. So can you actually switch into... Yep, you can switch into areas that you've already been to, that have already been cleared as well. So I guess the goal is to just try and keep it going. So I actually kind of had a game idea similar to this one at one point, but I never tried to make it because... Actually, no, I don't remember why I didn't try to make it. I think what ended up happening was just a little too random. Yeah, basically what I'm finding myself doing here is like sort of rotating through to get pieces to go where I want them to go. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot more to it than this. I guess the question is this worth $15? I'm gonna go with a... probably not. Okay, so here's the thing, is that the software works, clearly. But the one issue I'm running into right now is that it's not really engaging. Like, obviously it plays fine, but... Like, here's the other thing, too, is that every time it's clearing a piece, it's removing it from the board, even if it's one of these crossover type pieces. So it's like, what is even the point of having a crossover if you can't really make anything of it? Yeah, I can't say I enjoy this. This is more tedium than actual skill. So, yeah, I would not pay $15 for this, but I guess if this looks interesting, maybe? Definitely not definitely not something I'd pay that much for. And last up, Professor Renderers dug up WINGAMES /GG/ oh dear. This is going to either be extraordinarily inappropriate, or it's just going to be somebody's clever haha. Let's see. Skat is a game of chance and skill. It is fun, challenging, and addictive. Do not take that out of context. For a description of how to play this game and on how to use the commands available to you in Skat, click on the underlined topic below. What is Skat? Oh, okay, it's a card game. It says it's a card game. Like, why is it called this? Like, does it actually stand for something? He keeps capitalizing it, except here. Anyways, it's a card game for 4 players, played with 52 cards. Players 1, 2, and 3 are played automatically by the program, and player 4 can either be played automatically or by the human player. So this is a game for 0 to 1 players. That's kind of weird. The program deals each player 3 cards. The objective is to obtain a final hand that is all of the same suit, and whose value is not the lowest among the 4 players. Player with the lowest card hand loses that hand. Huh. And apparently this guy wanted $10 for this program. So, or $15 to register with an upgrade? Apparently made by a Bob Dolan. Okie dokie then. Apparently this guy also made something called Desk Menu, Wingo, Windial, Mr. Clean, clean up your hard drive, Software House, a warehouse for all your software, Yahtzee, wow, this guy made a lot of stuff. And none of it sounds like that one. I don't know what he was thinking there. Why is it called this? It isn't even explained in this help file anywhere. Like, what does this stand for? Okay, let's actually try playing this. Skat, version 1.01, February 6, 1994, by Bob Dolan. Well, at least it actually maximizes properly. Or appears to. Okay, setup. You got player names. Player 4 is us. Supposedly. So, I don't know. We'll put our name in. Then game speed. I guess we'll leave it where it was set. How do I set it so it's actually, oh, human player right there. And we got a bunch of card backs. Really? Well, we'll do the Mandelbrot. Okay, start game. Okay, so card speed just affects showing the players taking their turns. Interesting. So if you're playing a human, you don't see the special names. So you can go back to being whoever you were. Okay, so if you're so it's picking the names randomly from the selections up there. So I can draw. And then do I have to discard one? See, I'm guessing that's all that happens, is you draw a card. Or I can actually draw from the discard pile, even. So I guess what I'm trying to do is make the largest hand possible out of diamonds. But now I've got this knock option. I wonder what that does. Oh, that just doesn't take a turn. Loser with Joan was 16 points. So, how many points did I have? Shouldn't it, like, show the point totals? I do like, though, that it is maximizing properly. That's... well, actually, that's not too uncommon for card games. Like, even Windows Solitaire does that. So... see, I'm guessing I could end it, like, right now. So yeah, it says the loser was Amanda with 23 points. But how did everybody already end up with... that doesn't seem likely. Oh, that's what those coins are for. So basically, when you lose, whoever loses a particular round loses a coin, and if they lose all their coins, they're eliminated, and whoever's at the end still has coins left is the winner. So this actually goes for quite a while then. Well, let's see if I can actually make something of this. Okay, so it just said that Joan has knocked, which means I only get one more turn. So... yeah, so what's basically going on is that whichever card in your hand that you have the same suit of is where you get your points from. And I'm guessing if they're all different suits, it's whichever card is the highest is going to be what gives you the most points. So that's why Amanda only has 9 points, because one of her cards is a spade, but 2 of them are clubs. So the 2 clubs together equate to 9, which is higher than the 5 there. So apparently the aces are definitely worth more than 1, otherwise I'd only have 19 points right now. Yeah, so far this doesn't seem too difficult. So Amanda's out of the game now, which means it's just going to be 3 players here. And now Pam is out, so it's just down to me and Joan, and I've definitely got the distinct advantage because I haven't lost one yet. So let's see where we end up here. Okay, it's still not letting me knock in this situation right now, so I'm wondering what the, I guess you have to have a minimum number of points before you're allowed to? Just a guess. And there we go. Game was won by the human. And no special fanfare. Okay, so that was Skat, the unfortunately named card game that's only allowed to be played by one person, or you can watch the computer play it on its own. It's actually not that bad a game. It's just, it really needs a better name, that's all. Is it worth $15? That's what the registration was, right? 15? No, the registration was $10 for just registering the program as is, or $15 if you want it with an actual disk and everything. As well as apparently a free copy of WinDial, the utility, exciting utility. Provide complete database to store all of the names of anyone you contact by phone. So, yeah, I guess it's fair enough. But again, it really does need a better name than that, especially given the fact that it doesn't explain why it's named that.